Hey traders, Nick here. I'm going to play back what happened in the live room today. So this is something we do all day, every day. We have about 300 to 350 people live trading. Great gang, super tight. Everyone's nice. Everybody's contributing, trying to do better than the market. And today is the 12th. And boy, was it confusing for a lot of people. I feel bad for whoever was trying to trade this alone. Pre-market we spiked. Then we gave it back. I warned in the spike that this was a relief pop. There was no good news. It was just the market exhaling that it wasn't bad news. And then a bunch of cornholes spoke, blah, 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 Fed minutes, and then it turned around negative. But here is a segment within the first hour and a half. We opened it up to YouTube. So we invited people from the outside to watch what we do inside. And I'm showing you the last bit of it where we left it with the YouTube people before we went to break off on them with just a simple trade entry during the day. And it turned out to be a double for somebody that took it. I closed it early and I was up like 35 or 40%. So I'm going to run it. And this is something that happens, so it's not a trade alert or anything. But I want you to see what can happen if you're trading with friends. And this is something you don't have to go and park all day, although it'd be fun. You can pop in and say, hey, what's going on? What did I miss? If you have a 5-minute, 20-minute, you can learn a lot. So I'm going to just play it.
I told you, I don't remember. I needed to mention it. All right, caution. Losing this will bring this. So, ABC move. If the stock falls from here to here, it chops. And it loses the chop. They tend to come down.
That's me drawing in yellow, the potential downside. So I drew a target before it even developed. I said that, we fall, we consolidate. If we lose a consolidation zone, we tend to fall as much as that. This set up the entry. What happened after this is that price fell into this, and I said, okay, I can take a long based on the fact that this just hit my target. It hit a support zone that one of the members yesterday pointed out being a dark pool level, I think $28-29 billion worth of money ready to trade, through another dark pool. And to the left here, you can see there is a support zone, like a prior base of sort. So combining all three got us the idea to go long with a stop. And that's when the market bounced. Why did it bounce? Because that's where it was targeted. That's where it found support. That's where billions of dollars were ready to trade. We had 3-4 pieces of information that said, you know what? It's worth a shot. It wasn't a perfect entry, but it was a perfect trade. I'll show you. 1 second. Okay, so I fast forwarded a little bit so you don't see me trying to fiddle around to find a tool on the software. You'd think I haven't been using it for 9 years or 10 years. Anyway, so watch. The market is already right here and ready to drop. It could have gone either way, but we were ready for the potential drop to trade it.
41, 45, 41, 45, 40, 80, or 41. Yeah.
I was answering questions that you can't see. People type in the questions and I was commenting.
About 80 cents, 85 cents for the boat.
There's an initial breach. That red rectangle is something I drew earlier today.
And it's certainly not for the faint of heart and not for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
That was me commenting on something else I was mentioning.
A lot of time to be had, okay?
We do this about 9 hours a day. If you don't record this stuff, nobody will believe you.
Anyone watching Order Book or whatever that's called?
That's me asking if somebody's watching Bookmap. That's a tool that shows all the orders that are lined up.
Also, anyone watching? Oh, the Fed minutes are at 2. Yeah, that's what it is. The Fed minutes are out later.
See, I didn't even know about any of this. We don't watch news. The news is for amateurs.
Yeah, there you go, Josh.
Josh
Get one for 40, 80 now, for 60 cents.
Josh ended up signing up. So he was in through the YouTube Live and he liked it and he's a member now. The same day. Smart guy. These are 30-second candles, by the way. We sometimes go 15 seconds.
Can you verify that indeed Powell is speaking?
Let's see if we can fast forward this a little bit.
What are the
So this green thing that just showed up,
target from
this like green like letter M, that is a bullish setup with confirmation. The confirmation is not there yet.
news doesn't move expedited? The stock falls. That's bullshit fall. Look,
Whoop. There, the cuss shows up again.
but if the and who's he speak on the YouTube? Look at this comment.
Okay, that is the live trade. You see 300 people. That's our live room with a whole bunch of people in there. So let's fast forward. Hi, Arlenis.
Right on demand.
That's Bookmap. I'm showing you right there. That's a tool called Bookmap. That's a member posting.
Line down below.
I believe that's David.
This one here. That one at the bottom of the screen. Anyway, lurking buyers. And that happens all too early for me to put an iron butterfly. They are always an iron butterfly. It's too early for me to put an iron.
Somebody's asking if I would trade the SPX via Iron Butterfly. By the way, that trade yielded $2 per contract. So $200 if somebody did one contract without doing anything, just putting the trade, collecting money, and then paying back some money to close the trade. And it was $200. Separate trade than the one I'm trying to show you. Come on, Nick, get to it. All right, I'll pause it and go find it. All right, I fast forwarded a little bit.
It's not verified yet. So somewhere from here.
I was talking about that green thing. The green M you see? Like right there.
So this one.
So I just drew two arrows. The two blue arrows. Up pointing arrows. I'm going to change the color of the down pointing arrow because that was a downside potential that we had. So now the trade is to get those two blue arrows, and I said I would exit at the first blue arrow, and I did. Those who didn't made a ton of money more.
But for me, this is a good base. So I would take calls. Which kind? Which kind? If I want to take them for today, I would take.
Listen to the instructions.
If I want to swing them for today, I would take tomorrow's call. I wouldn't go giant. This is an uncommitted market, and I would definitely set a.
We do this all day.
If the calls cost $1, I'm making up a number. I would tell myself when I take it, if it falls to 70 cents, I'm out. Pick a number that's appropriate to you. Every person is different. So
That
this was my eyeball target.
that's my target right there.
You saw how we drew it. So this is where people's emotions are engaged and they want to get out. We have a bit of information. This was our target, and this is information from yesterday. There is $28 billion of action here. So what I would do in this case, I would go out and buy a call as an active trader. If I'm not an active trader, I don't do anything. I wait to see what the market wants to do. So I would be long here right now. And the way I would do it is something like this. I want to set a stop loss based on amount lost. And I want to capture maybe 120% of the amount I'm risking. So that would be my enter, stop loss, exit.
That would be
That would be a trade. Now, if I want to swing long for a few days, I would commit longer. I want to bring your attention that Alphabet did lose that.
that was a comment. We were tracking Alphabet as a gauge for the market.
Where have you been? Did you drop out? Oh, okay, good. On vacation?
I think I was talking to Mary. She's very active, and I haven't seen her in a bit, so she's on vacay.
The 410 call for today, 409 cost $105.
That turned into 260, I think. 105 went to 260.
So the 410, 409 call for today, 105 or $63 for the 410. And I would tell myself, if I lose X% of that money, I'm out.
Yeah, so the red part is my stop loss, and the green part my target, and I think I moved it up a little bit. I changed those a little bit. You'll see maybe. It's like an ancient. It was today, and it feels like it was so long. It was like a battlefield today. It was tough.
And if you don't have any longs and you want to swing along for a couple of weeks, and you think that, this is nothing, it's just noise today, the markets are very red, and the VIX is a little bit green, right at its mathematical average. This is where you start a call, maybe using tomorrow's or what's today? Friday's. But I don't have any new information today. This morning's reaction was one of relief. Thank God it's not that bad. Now, when the Fed minutes come out, we may have a similar reaction. What is the Fed minutes from 3 weeks ago reaction?
Let's fast forward this.
Fed has, we should not of that. You take it from
It wasn't a perfect entry. The market drops a little bit more, if I remember correctly. Let's go. But that's why you set a stop loss, so you would have an intelligent way of stopping yourself out of the trade.
If it falls into support,
Give it leeway and then see if it works.
gone further than according to YouTube, then
We had planned to do 1 hour of YouTube, and then we decided to extend it. It was so much fun. Even though we had technical difficulties, that was okay.
so we're up 10 cents from 90 or 91. Let's call it 9 cents. That's a good start, right? So manage your own profits. I'm not there to tell you when to book. I leave money on the table all the time.
Proud of it.
This is a cool little test. It's Etsy credit put spread. Wait, Carissa, does Etsy have earnings?
Somebody's asking about their own trade, and I reminded them that there is an earnings report coming up and that they might pre-announce.
I wouldn't.
Somebody pre-announced today, and the stock got shellacked. It's like, why did they do that? Why the hell did they do that? I mean, people get prepared around earnings, so they buy puts and whatever, defend themselves. But you go ahead and like 3 days before your earnings, you say, oh, things are going to suck in 3 days. Why don't you just freaking wait and tell me things are going to suck when I'm ready for it? Don't surprise me and have a 10% drop before. I forgot what stock it was. I didn't have a trade on it, but it's just annoying. It's happened to me once. Snapchat. Never touched the stock again. Never recommended it.
Look, it's long here.
Okay, so that trade ends up going way higher. And then the market fell after that. But the trade was super profitable. Anyway, we can stop it here unless it comes up soon. Let me go forward and see. But the point is, we drew the potential drop. So when we got there, we figured it out that, okay, this is a place where I could start longs because we expected it. People were panicking who didn't expect it. We take advantage of it. There's a dead cat bounce or whatever you want to call it. You make money off of it. And it ended up rising much higher. I can switch to charting, but you can check the charts, and it did go much, much higher. So I'm going to fast forward, pause here, and go fast forward and see how it ended up. Okay, so the video ended, and this is what happened afterwards. You recognize the pattern, so I switched to my live charts right now to finish this video for you. So remember, I drew these two up arrows. That was the entry. This wasn't a perfect entry. It was between my eyeball target and another target that I had from another Head and Shoulders that was showing up. And we didn't get stopped out. We went to max gains and then some. I booked early, and then this is what ended up happening. So targets met and then some. And then, of course, this happened. So that's why we booked profits. We managed everything today almost to a perfection. And we do this on, we're not always perfect. Nobody can claim that. But we do pretty darn good work, and it's a ton of fun. I urge you to look into, I'll put a link in the description, maybe a pop-up on the upper right-hand corner. Look for it as to where to look into joining the group. This is something that is for non-Wall Streeters. I'm an engineer. I'm an electrical engineer who figured this stuff out. And It's not rocket science, I promise you. So we don't speak Wall Street jargon, although we totally understand it. We track algo flow all day. Everything is covered. Join us. And subscribe to this channel on YouTube. It's free to do that. And definitely put the bell. Why? Because when we go live, it'll tell you we're live. And we're gonna pop in and out of live. Maybe another time this week, maybe next week. I'm not sure. It depends on how busy we are and how the team feels about it. So if you don't put the bell, you wouldn't know about it.